Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the drive-thru. We're now on demand Tuesday through Saturday, so make sure you take a note and keep an eye out for our video drops around 9 p.m. to midnight Eastern time. So when you wake up, you'll be able to watch the drive-thru. Hoping to bring 6 picks from 6 cappers every Tuesday through Saturday. So make sure you hit that like, subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. So let's get it underway here with the drive-thru here. 4 games on a Thursday. Well, welcome to the show, Rod Zawacky. You'll find his pre-and plays over at Pick Dawgz Premium. Rod, what's going on?
Not too much. Excited. Hey, it's the final week of the preseason here in the NFL, so kicks off here on the Thursday slate. So we'll look at one of those games for you here today. Excited for it. Hey, that means things are starting to heat up with the return of football. It's that time of the year, so I'm excited for this time of season. We get lots more action back. So lots of games to find some winners. So.
That's right. At least we got 2 games on the docket here for Thursday. It'll be 2, and then we get 4 on Friday, and then we close out with 10 on Saturday. So that will wrap up NFL preseason. So we get it started here with our show today with the Pick Dawgz here for Thursday. We got the Steelers and Panthers head to head. Pittsburgh going to be laying 4 on the road here. Total sits here at 36.
Yeah, and you look at this matchup here. The Panthers have already said they're not going to play a whole lot of their starters here in this matchup here, the final week of the preparation here in this one. And we know they didn't look so good last week, so they expect to see some of these second and third stringer guys step up a little bit here for this matchup for the Panthers. On the defensive side of things, they need to see a better effort. I think that's what you get here. You'll be going against a Steelers squad with most likely to be Rudolph getting the start here in this one. Aaron Rodgers already stated that he won't be making any preseason snaps here this year. So he's also announced that, hey, you look at a breakout star for the Steelers this year. It looks like Roman Wilson. He's had 4 catches already in the preseason. He's caught 4 catches, 96 yards he's done. So keep that name in mind as you're going forward here with the Steelers, because I think Aaron Rodgers has found his man in Roman Wilson that he's going to pitch and catch to. We know that that's what he loves to do. But here in this game, we know Wilson will probably play a few snaps. How deep will he go? It's uncertain, as we always know. It's the preseason. But this line skyrocketed. Steelers up to 4.5. This could be even higher by the time this kicks off, with the announcement that the Panthers not going to start a lot of their starters here in this one. But who they are going to get, you're going to get Bryce Perkins getting at the start at some point here for the Panthers. This is a mobile QB that he can throw it, he can run it out of Virginia. Solid guy. So give me the Panthers here at the plus 4.5. I think even if the Steelers get out to that lead, we've seen some of these second halves where teams have just kind of taken their foot off the gas and the Panthers can roll in there. But either way, I think this is a lot closer game. Someone wins this by 3. So grab the points with the Panthers at plus 4.5 here in this one on Thursday.
All right, Rod, here on the Panthers here, plus 4.5. They're the home team in this one. This line opened Carolina 1.5, and there's been a significant move here, almost 6-point move here. And I don't think, we've seen, I know Big Al's talked about this, and it's been documented here, that you really don't want to take this, you don't want to follow the move because you're losing 6 points in value. The play has been in preseason the past couple of years to be fading these moves.
Definitely, it has been to, the moves have been to fade these moves. Because it's gone too far now. This thing's skyrocketed. Maybe Steelers minus 2.5, but that's just way too far. Everybody's heard the news, as I alluded to, that the Panthers not going to start a lot of their starters. So everybody's going, oh, they're going to start their starters. Ah! Jump on the Steelers, and that line's shown this and reflected that that line is completely the move. Everybody's heading to the Steelers side of things, and I'm going to go find the other side where there's way less people here on the Panthers side of the plus 4.5. As we're shooting this could get up to 5. I'm telling you, we could see 5.5 by the time this thing kicks off.
All right, Rod, here on the Panthers here, plus 4.5 on action here for Thursday. This one to have a start time here of 7 p.m. Eastern time. Watch it over on the NFL Network. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dawgz, bring to the action here on Thursday. Hot and heavy, a lot of preseason action, mixing with some baseball as well. Rod, been doing great work over the past 7 days. What do you got for sale, Rod, over at Pick Dawgz Premium?
And over Pick Dawgz Premium for this Thursday, hey, I've got my MLB play of the day. That's been hot this week over there, so that's available singly. I've got a CFL play available singly over there as well. I've got a single best bet in the WNBA as well. So definitely head on over. It's Thursday. I call it like pre-weekend eve. So if you grab a 3-day pass, that'll get you Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I throw Sundays in there early enough that you'll get that as well. So best way to go is to jump aboard long term here at Pick Dawgz and join me. That way you don't miss out on any of the plays I got rolling. I'm a guy that loves to cover multiple sports. So I'll be covering MLB, CFL, WNBA, some of this preseason NFL this week as well. So definitely don't want to miss out on any of those plays. Jump aboard. Take advantage of that 2-for-1 capper promotion as well. Can't go wrong with that over at Pick Dawgz. So definitely jump aboard. Don't forget pick and check out. Save 15% off as well.
That's right, guys. We're on over at Pick Dawgz. Promo code Pick It. Check out. We'll save you that 15% off. Always look at those long-term subscriptions. That's the way to roll here, especially now with all these sports overlapping. Get on board with Rod over at Pick Dawgz. All right, Rod, as always, great having you show. Have yourself a great evening, afternoon, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow.
Definitely. Have a good one, everybody. See you guys tomorrow.
Rod here on the drive-thru. Continuing on here on the drive-thru. On demand, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Greatly appreciate that. Let's bring in Joey Tron. You'll find him over at Pick Dawgz Premium. Let's bring him in right now. Joey, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony? How you doing today?
Doing great. All right, here we go. WNBA here for Thursday. On this nice card features links at the Dream. We see the Lynx favored 2 on the road. Total sits here 159.
Yeah, so I'm going with the Minnesota Lynx here. Lynx opened up as a dog, and now we see them moving here as a favorite. They're coming off a loss, but they're 10-1 straight up their last 11 games. But one thing I really like here, them coming off a loss, they're 6-0 this season when coming off a loss. Not only that, they rank first in net rating on both the offensive and defensive side. I'm not going to discount the Dream here. They're honestly, in my opinion, the second best team in the W. When it comes to total net rating, the Lynx have a plus 6.3 advantage over them, and that's a big difference here. Not only that, they've shot below 42% in back-to-back games, and they've forced less than 8 turnovers in 3 of their last 4 games. And if you're not going to force turnovers against the Lynx, you're just simply not going to win. Head-to-head, the Lynx are 6-3 the last 9 against Atlanta, and they're 11-5 straight up on the road this season. So I'm sorry. I think the Lynx win here, and I'm taking them straight up on the money line to be extra cautious.
All right, there we go here with Joey likes the Lynx money line, minus 125 here against the Dream. Of course, we're getting down to the final few games here from the W. Playoffs not too far away. Of course, Lynx represented in the finals last year. You think we're headed to a rematch. So we're looking at Lynx and possible Liberty again.
Man, I personally, I would hate that being a Fever fan, but with the injuries the Fever have, especially not having Sophie Cunningham, and who knows with Caitlin Clark coming back, honestly, I would agree with you. I really think it might be the Lynx Liberty again, and I would love another 5-game series, but I'm pretty certain they're pushing it to 7 now for the WNBA Finals.
Yeah, it could be there, right there. All right, we got Lynx here, money line minus 125 here against the Dream. This one begin here at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. All right, let's take a look over at Pick Dawgz Premium here for the action here on Thursday. Well, we got a lot going on here with Major League Baseball. We got the W in action. Of course, NFL preseason football with a couple on the board. He's Joey doing great work over the past 60 days, 530 units of profit. All the document over at Pick Dawgz Premium. Joey, what you got for sale?
Yeah, you can check me out. Right now, I have currently have an MLB play up, but I'm starting to get college football going for week 0. Not only that, but I'm going full steam with MLB. I'm on a 50-39 run, my last 89 plays, and I'm ready to keep that up going into the World Series. And if you use the code PICK, you'll get 15% off any of my single day passes.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Joey over at Pick Dawgz Premium. See the great results there from Joey. Click the link in the description. That'll take you right on over to Pick Dawgz Premium, where you can get on board here. Matter of fact, the site looks just like this, and you'll find Joey there amongst the capper leaders there. So get on board with Joey over at Pick Dawgz Premium. Promo code PICK at checkout. We'll save you that 15% off. Get signed up. All right, Joey, as always, great having your show. Continue that great success, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Thanks for having me, Tony. Appreciate it.
All right, Joey Tron here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. Up next, let's bring in Shane Mickle. You'll find his premium plays over at Pick Dawgz Premium. Let's go to Shane. Shane, what's going on?
How's it going today, Tony?
Doing great. All right, here we go. Thursday, Major League Baseball action on this 9-game card. You're going to be looking at Dodgers, Rockies here. We see the LA going to be favored here, about 260, total 12.5.
Yeah. Obviously, this game's at Coors Field, and the one concern you have at Coors Field is how the pitcher's going to do, obviously, with the high elevation. But we got Clayton Kershaw going on the mound for the Dodgers, and the one thing you know about Kershaw, as he's already proven this year, he's going to have that renaissance. But he already has had one start this year at Coors Field went 6 innings and gave up only one earned run. I think he dominates again here. This Rockies offense, even playing at Coors Field, one of the worst offenses in all of baseball. And on the other side, you got Chase Dollander, 6.43 ERA has been hit hard all season. I think that this Dodgers offense has no problem teeing off on him early and often. He should be out of this game by the time the fifth inning rolls around after what the Dodgers have done to him. Laying the minus 170 on the run line, I don't really love with the Dodgers, so I'll take the minus 2.5, get that juice down a little bit. I think this is a game that they win by 4 or 5 runs. I feel comfortable laying that 2.5. This will be blowout city for the Dodgers.
All right, Shane says go here. Dodgers run line laid at 2.5 here against the Rockies. The Dodgers are the road team, so they're guaranteed 9 at-bats here. And, of course, the weather here, West Coast going to be hit with the heat wave, Shane, starting today and through the weekend at least. We're looking in Colorado. It'll be, 3:10 Eastern time. That's about a 1 o'clock local start time there. And we're looking at about 95 degrees there in Colorado.
Yeah, the ball is going to be flying for sure, but Kershaw's already proven that he can find success. It's the one reason I didn't look at this total is because I think Kershaw's going to be that dominant. But yeah, it's always your big concern, no matter heat, and if it's 30 degrees or 100 degrees out there in Colorado, it's always your big concern with betting, especially a favorite, because even those best pitchers, you can turn into some trouble there at Coors Field.
There you go. Shane will be here on the Dodgers run line. Extended run line here, laid in 2.5 runs here against the Rockies. This one to begin here at 3 Eastern time. All right, Shane, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Premium here for action on Thursday. Of course, a lot going on here. Major League Baseball, preseason football, action from the W. Shane, 413 units of profit last 30 days. All document over at Pick Dogs Premium, of course, based on $100 unit wager. Shane, what you got for sale?
Yeah, I'm heating up at the right time with college football, NFL coming through. But I want to highlight on the CFL. The CFL games tonight. I'll have my best bet up there, 24.99. I'm currently the number 1 units producer in the CFL across Pick Dogs, and then of course MLB, and then I have a play on the NFL preseason game too, 24.99. Or you can pair up those 3 plays together: CFL, NFL, or MLB. Top 3 plays of the day for $49.99. But like I said, the results have spoken for themselves as of late, so no better time to hop on that long-term pass, especially with the NFL and college football. I already have a college football play up there for this weekend too, so if you want to hop on that, $24.99. So no better time to hop on that long-term pass, and we'll make some money together. That's
right. Get over Shane Mickle over at Pick Dog Premium. Great results over the last 30 days. You see the 3, 7, or 30 all sports pass. Great option now with all these sports overlapping. Major League Baseball, action from the W, college football come in play. Of course, we have 16 NFL preseason games scheduled. So lots going on this week here and as far as the 30-day pass, you've got a couple of weeks of college football, NFL week 1. So no better time to get on board with Shane with that long-term pass. Use the promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll save that 15% off. All right, Shane, as always, great having your show. Continue that great success, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Sounds good. See everyone next week.
All right, Shane Mickle here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. Up next, Big Al McMordie. You'll find him over at Pick Dodge Premium. Let's bring Al in right now. Action from the W. Big Al, how's it going?
Pretty well, Tony. How are you doing on this Thursday?
Doing great. Looking forward to this week, week 0, college football, and of course NFL closing out their preseason. So we're getting right there, ready for the start of a new football season. Well, let's get to the W here. We got the Sky and Liberty head-to-head here. We see Liberty here laying 13. There were some 13.5s out there in the marketplace as well. Total sits here at 165.5.
Yeah, the Chicago Sky, they come into this game on a 5-game losing streak, and they've been installed, as you just mentioned, a 13 or 13.5 point road underdog. And I like Chicago as underdogs of more than 13 points if they're off 5 or more losses. They've gone 38-20 ATS their last 58. And when you take a look at the New York Liberty, they come into this game off a huge win over the Minnesota Lynx. They did win that game by 10 points, 85-75. And they had lost the previous 3 meetings to Minnesota, so that was a huge win for New York to get. And I look for a letdown here. And when you take a look at how New York is done when they're installed as a home favorite of 5 or more points versus a revenge-minded foe off a straight-up loss, New York is 3-27 ATS their last 30 in that situation. I think they're not going to take Chicago as seriously as they should. They've already defeated this guy this season by 25 and by 19 points. So I do look for a letdown in this game by New York, and we're going to take Chicago plus the 13 or 13 and a half.
From Miguel here says that the Sky here plus 13.5 here against the Liberty. Of course, Liberty defending WNBA champions. I know, Big L, you like to go on record and give out your teams to win the title. Did you pick one here in the W this season?
No. I don't mess with projecting who's going to win the Canadian Football League or the WNBA or the UFL. I just stick to the bigger leagues.
The bigger leagues. All right. Big Al here on the Sky. Here, plus 13.5 against Liberty, 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right.
But Tony, did you pick any of these 13 teams to win?
No, I did not. I have not made one premium in the W. It's just been baseball for me all summer.
Okay.
Yep. I just kind of stick to that. Been working out for me this baseball season. And of course, here we come with all the overlap with the college football and the NFL. All right, Big Al, let's take a look over at Pick Dawgz Premium for tonight's action. For Thursday, you can see Big Al over the past 12 months approaching 13,000 units of profit. That's all based on a $100 unit wager. You can verify these numbers by going to Big Al's handicapper page. By the way, the link is in the description. Just head on, you'll find it right over at Pick Dawgz Premium. You'll find Big Al's record top of the leaderboard here the last 12 months, as you can see documented. What you got for sale, Big Al?
Well, for Thursday, we're going to have at least one, if not two, plays in the WNBA. I'm also looking at college football play on Saturday. Might step out in the NFL preseason as well on Saturday. And then looking ahead to Sunday, it'll probably be baseball for me on Sunday. And we'll have Canadian football as well on Saturday, looking at having 4 selections in Canadian football, 2 sides and 2 totals.
Right, get on board with Big Al over at Pick Dawgz Premium. See the great results from Big Al. Long-term subscriptions, this is the time to do it with all these sports overlapping. Great time to get on board with Big Al with a long-term pass, that 1-year all sports pass. Look at the folks that got the 1-year pass sitting pretty right now. So get on board. Promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15% off. All right, Big Al, as always, great having the show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you soon. But also, too, you have an all-access for those big players out there.
Yeah, if folks can get down 1 to 10,000 a game, it is limited to high rollers. But if you qualify, just text Big Al to 702-769-0404. As you mentioned, Tony, we were up 128.4 net games over the past 12 months. So if you're betting 1,000 a game, not 10,000 a game, but just 1,000 a game, you made $128,000 over the last 12 months. Most of our clients are betting more than 1,000 a game. If you're interested, just text Big Al to 702-769-0404. One of the benefits, Tony, of being an all-access client is you do get the games rated from 10-star down through 1-star, so you know which of all the premium games are the strongest. And a lot of clients like that feature. Then you can also ask me about any game that you want to bet on that might not be on our card. You just can call me or text me 24 hours a day.
There you go. From Big Al McMordie. Get on board with that all access. Big Al, have a great night. We'll catch up with you soon.
Thanks, Tony. Good luck to you.
Big Al here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. NFL preseason. Let's get a pick here from Brian Bitler. You'll find him over at Pick Dawgz Premium. Great record for Brian over at Pick Dawgz Premium. Let's bring Brian in right now. Brian, what's going on?
I'll tell you what, though, I'm excited for this Thursday card. Every day that goes by, we're getting closer and closer to football here. And a game that really stuck out on the board for me on Thursday in the preseason NFL, I'm looking at the 2-0 New England Patriots against the 2-0 New York Giants here. Both these teams excelled in the preseason. But I think the main reason for the Giants excelling, they got 3 veteran quarterbacks and a top draft pick here, and they've all done well. Jackson Dart with a nearly perfect start to his preseason, 12 of 19 for 154 yards and a touchdown. This New England, I think the Giants laying the wood here is the way to go, because New England Patriots, they got backlist. Joshua Dobbs, longtime veteran here, many NFL teams, and Ben Woolridge. I think we're not going to see Drake May for too much action here, if any at all. And Giants, lots of competition at quarterback, and I think the higher I think you're going to see a lot of the second string, third string guys here. I'm going to lay the 6.5 here with the New York Giants. I think they beat them here by 14 points.
All right, Brian here on the Giants here against the Patriots. These are two teams I think that people have their have this team's moving on the upswing here with obviously the Patriots with the coaching change. Giants, they're looking at the personnel, looking at Jackson Dart, thinking that he could be the real deal. What are your thoughts here on both these teams' future as we move into the season?
Yeah, maybe not in this game for the Patriots, but I think long term, I think we're going to see a great season from Drake May here for New England, and they definitely got a hungry fan base here. It's been a couple of years since Tom Brady left, and who's hungrier there? Who's hungrier than the New York Giants? As far as getting a good starting young quarterback, and Jackson Dart, a guy that I love to watch in college football. I think that carries over here, and I think he has a solid NFL rookie season. Although we saw Peyton Manning, in his first season throw a ton of interceptions, so there's usually some growing pains that goes with being a rookie quarterback.
All right, Brian here on the Giants laying the 6.5 here against the Patriots in preseason. This one you can find over on Prime Video there on the streaming service there. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Premium here for Thursday's action. You can see Brian's put together impressive numbers. Document over at Pick Dogs Premium, 2,518 units of profit. Remember, the link in the description takes you right here over to Pick Dogs Premium where you can verify Brian's record. You can see him here on the leaderboard over the past 12 months, putting up some outstanding numbers. Brian, what you got for sale here over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, every day you can find my titanium best bet winner at pickdogs.com, just $25. I'm eyeing up that other Thursday night NFL exhibition game, so make sure you guys check that out. I'm 7-4 in the preseason in the NFL. And guys, if you want my all-access football pass, that's NFL and college football. Last year I was 81-59, 58% for college football for the season. Profits of over close to $16,000 for a $1,000 better. Number 2 at pickdogs.com. So $8.95 gets you that total access football pass. Use code PICK at checkout. You're going to save an additional 15% off. So make sure you guys jump on over there. College football, week 0, Saturday.
That's right, guys. You're with Brian Bitler over at Pick Dogs Premium. So you got your results from Brian. Verify those numbers over at Pick Dogs Premium. Link in the description. And, of course, it's based on $100 unit size. And you see the long-term pass is the way to go. That 30-day pass gets you all at Brian's Premium Place for 30 days. A lot of overlap here with MLB, WNBA, also college football. A couple weeks there. NFL Week 1 already. It would be part of that 1-month pass, so no better time now to get on board. Long-term subscriptions here with Brian over at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, Brian, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you soon.
Definitely look forward to hanging out with you, Tony, anytime. And I know you're looking forward to that first weekend of college football with those great matchups of, Miami and Notre Dame and Texas and Ohio State. Man, football just around the corner, and we're going to get there together for sure.
Absolutely. We're starting to see first-string quarterbacks starting to get named. Notre Dame, Ohio State, and more. So I'll be looking forward to this great college football weekend coming up. All right, Brian, it's always great having you on the show. We'll catch up with you soon.
Thanks for having me, Tony. Appreciate it.
Brian Bitler here on the Drive-Thru. And now it's time for my pick. Major League Baseball here. Astros and Orioles going head-to-head. And in this one, we've got Jason Alexander getting the start for Houston, facing here Brandon Young. If you look at Alexander here in his starts this year, he's at 6 of them, ERA just 2.86. Young in his home starts, ERA over 8. Baltimore hitting just 2.43 against right-handed starters. Baltimore here 20-24 at home, facing a team with a bullpen whip of 1.35 or lower. That's a -9 unit loss here. So we're going to go ahead and take the Houston Astros here to get it done here, facing Brandon Young, who's really struggled. I mean, he's pretty much antibiotic here for anybody with an infection. He'll cure the Astros' woes here. So we will go ahead and take the Houston Astros here at -105. All right, guys, over at Pick Dogs Premium today, I'll have a best bet on the board as well as a multi-pack. So get on board with me. I'm having a great year in baseball this year over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, link in the description will take you over to Pick Dogs Premium. You can find my premium plays there, and you can click the link to my handicapper page, and that's where you'll see my results here. As we can see, over the last 12 months, nearly 4,100 units of profit, and really across the board in the green for me this past several days and up to the past 12 months. You can see that. So I'll be ready to roll with my best bet. So get on board with me over at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, that's going to do it for the Drive-Thru. We're back again tomorrow. Remember, make sure you hit that like, subscribe. We greatly appreciate that. Drive-Thru is on demand Tuesday through Saturday. So hit that like, subscribe. We greatly appreciate that. That's going to do it for now. I'm Tony T. We'll talk with you guys tomorrow.